This is Simon from Fingers on Plastic. I was going to do this video in the garden. I got all ready. I got the little camera with its tripod. I got the figure I'm going to look at. I was all ready. And it's gone grey and started drizzling. So I'm sat at the table in the dining room. Somewhere different. Today, I'm going to look back on a figure I don't think I gave a fair shout to when it came out. So today, I'm going to be looking at Hotrod, Masterpiece Hotrod. There's his box. He comes with his instructions and collector's card, which I've never opened. His spinny disc thing from when he chops up the octopus in the movie. 2 guns. Fairly nice, grey painted, okay detail. And my personal favourite, fishing rod. I think this is a great accessory. Doesn't do anything, but he holds it and he can pretend he's fishing. So let's have a look at the chap himself. Now when he first arrived, I remember I got him out the box, transformed him back, put him back in the box, and didn't really touch him again. He feels cheap, and I thought he reminded me a lot of the just a slightly bigger Combiner Wars figure, because he came out when the Combiner Wars figures were a thing, and so I just didn't really, you know, care for him. So he went back in the box, and I've not really messed around with him since. But I was moving some things around, because I seem to move things around a lot in my life nowadays. And I came across him and I got him out of the box and I had a fiddle. And you know what? He's alright. I mean, he feels cheap, but then you got to remember, he was cheap. He was about 50 quid, wasn't he? He was, you know, reasonably priced. Articulation wise, you can offer the cuddle. These go all the way around. I like the chrome on the side of the arms as well. It's nice. His hand opens up. He has a waist swivel. Now the skirt here, I wish the skirt was separated, because the skirt, so if he kicks forward, the whole skirt has to come up. But he does a nice Van Damme, and see the back skirt splits. We have ourselves very near full Monty. Rotation at the top. Knee bend. Now, I've seen some people moan about his ankles, but mine seems quite tight, and he does stand up. What I do have to mention that I'm not a big fan, obviously, his waist. The whole figure is held together by one teeny tiny, you see that little pin? That sort of holds his whole waist in place, so I'm not convinced by that stability. But other than that, the backpack folds up quite nicely. He is extraordinarily flat at the front, like spirit level flat. I would have liked maybe, I don't know, if they could have just raised this just a little bit, just to give it some definition. Oh, he's got, I quite like the way this back bit comes out as well. Hotrod gets a bad rap. I mean, I'm totally guilty. I completely blamed him for Optimus Prime's death, because if he hadn't got involved, well, it wouldn't have gone the way it did. And it wasn't so much that, it was the fact that he was obviously the cool new guy, because he's a cool car and he's a cool thing. So he's the cool new figure to appeal to all the cool kids. And I never thought he was that cool. So I've never been particularly fair to Hot Rod or by Rodimus Prime. But you know what? It's my opinion, I'm allowed it. But I can admit it's not particularly fair. This is a decent figure. Alright, I'm going to get transformed up. You see, I've got the Fans Toys... Oh, Hot Rod, I've forgotten what they've called him. And I'm going to have to come right out and say it. I don't enjoy transforming Fans Toys figures. The only Fans Toys figure I enjoy transforming is Phoenix. Grinder's okay. And Stomp. But Springer, don't much enjoy transforming that. RC is a God-given nightmare. Cup, how they managed to make him... I mean, he looks fantastic, but again, how did they make it so complicated? This guy is quite easy to transform. And, you know, he's all folded away quite neatly back there. I like how it folds up. You know, the more I mess with this figure, the more it grows on me. And of course, he was about 50 quid. Whereas if you want the Fans Toys one now, you're looking at a pinch more than that. Like 150 quid. Oh, he's got bicep rotation as well. Yeah, he looks like Hot Rod from the cartoon. He's decently he's a decent figure. And I think because he's got the, you know, he feels like a Combiner Wars figure, just a big Combiner Wars figure. You can play with him. He feels like you can play with him. Whereas the Fans Toys one, I don't think that, because, you know, on the Fans Toys he's got those clips over the shoulders. I should have had the Fans Toys one next to me, but he's in a box that's buried, and so I haven't, because good planning. Well, this is just a spare of the moment video, really. Anyway, I'm going to get him transformed up. Oh, and I like the way his sides... Sorry, I keep going off on a tangent. I like the way his sides fill out. So yeah, he looks like Hot Rod. He's playable. He's good. Can't fault him. Other than, you know, I don't like the waist. It's a little bit too easy, like a gust of breeze can knock it over, and I don't like the pin. Anyway, I'm really going to get him transformed now. I'll be back. And here he is. Yeah, he looks like Hot Rod. I mean, what can you say? He is very Hot Rod-esque. He's got extraordinarily... I wish he had rubber tyres to start with, and he's got extraordinarily low clearance. Like, we'll just use my daughter's dinner mat. Look at this beauty. It is, you know, the clearance is like... It's pretty not very clear, but it's a very good looking space car. I sat trying to pull this open, and I realised it's the Fans Toys one where this opens. Yeah, what can you say? It does the job. It's nice. You can kind of see him underneath. I say kind of see him. You can see his crotch, his legs, his arms, and his head. And there's his back, so you can see how it works. But it folds nicely. But again, it was cheap. We do have to keep coming back to the fact that it's a cheap. Does that disqualify it from the Masterpiece line though, because it was cheap and easy to transform? No, because it says Masterpiece on the box. Look. Right there, Masterpiece. So it may not be Masterpiece quality, it may not be Masterpiece complexion, it may, I mean, it's light as a feather. It's a toy, but it says Masterpiece on the box, so it's a Masterpiece Hot Rod. It scales well, it looks good. I'm starting to think maybe I haven't got the legs right, because there's just no clearance here, and there should be a teeny tiny bit of clearance. Rubber tyres would have been nice on this. Or it'd be really cool if, you know, if someone did like a little upgrade kit where they gave rubber tyres. But that's nice. It's a nice hot rod. So if you like hot rod and you're looking for a hot rod, you can either spend hundreds of pounds on Fans Toys. I'm not sure how much he's going for. I got mine from Kapow. Well, I get most of my stuff from Kapow, but they're probably, I think they're sold out now. One moment, let's check. MP40, so MP44 is close, isn't he? Close. I don't like the look of MP43 Leo Convoy, so that's going to save me some money. See, like the Ghostbusters things in Optimus Primal. Oh, Dave, animated Bluestreak's in. My mate Dave wants an animated Bluestreak. Megatron, Thrust. Oh, yeah, all right. Oh, they've got the yeah. Sorry, they re-released him, so you can get him with the Target Master for 65 quid. So yeah, I'd say he was worth it. To be perfectly honest, I'm not fussed about Target Masters and Headmasters and all the masters. It's not my bag. I keep pushing the wrong button. I want to push that button because I'm trying to figure out how much I did pay for this. Because I didn't pay. I'm pretty sure I paid like $49.99 or something. It was. I remember it coming out and it being really cheap, and me thinking, "Oh, he's really cheap." No, not there. Anyway, yeah. So you can get him for 65 quid with a Target Master. You can't sneeze at that. Anyway, I think I'm going to look at Masterpiece Inferno next, because he's another one that I've sort of looked and sort of overlooked. Any interest in Masterpiece Inferno? Anyway, this has been Hot Rod. Thank you very much.
Fingers on plastic.